Hello, it's Tom here, one of the Road to Lisbon cyclists. Just want to say a few words about the trip that we recently went on. I first heard about it just from looking at the Celtic website, and I saw that there was potentially this trip going to happen between Celtic Park in Glasgow on bikes all the way to Estadio Nacional in Lisbon to celebrate the 50-year anniversary of the Lisbon Lions, which was just a fantastic prospect. Really, having been a Celtic supporter all my life, and latterly been pretty into cycling as well. It was just too perfect. Couldn't think of anything better really. So I just really wanted to be involved, and then later to find out about these wonderful charities that it was all in aid of, and ultimately that's what it's kind of all been about, is to raise money for these charities for the Celtic Foundation, for solving kids' cancer and children in crossfire. So I, kind of registered with interest, and unfortunately I wasn't able to commit to doing the whole trip, but I was lucky enough to be able to do the British leg, so cycling from Celtic Park down to Portsmouth, and that's where I sort of left the guys to carry on their way all the way to Lisbon, and that was just an unbelievable experience. Starting from Celtic Park, which was quite emotional for me. I live down in England now. I don't get up to Celtic Park particularly often, but for many years used to go there with my dad, and to get to go inside the stadium, see where we used to sit and get so close to the pitch, and then to cycle away down Celtic Way. Just was very, very emotional, fantastic experience, and then so that was just the start of things, and it was quickly became apparent what a fantastic group of people were sort of on this trip. Just a really nice bunch of people you could not hope to meet, and I think we quickly sort of became really good friends, and sort of enjoyed one another's company. We obviously had a lot in common to start with, which helps, but it's just couldn't have hoped for a nicer group to be in. I didn't know anyone prior to joining the trip, but I say I some great people I've met and hope to stay in touch with for good really. I'd say that the trip itself was just wonderful. The sort of 6 days that I was involved, any one of those days I would have counted as my sort of best day on a bike before this trip. So to be cycling 6 days consecutively, such a great routes that had been put together. Some bits were really challenging, some fantastic scenery, and just great fun the whole way. I'd like to sort of thank everyone that's been involved in this. Obviously, all of the people who took part in the cycle, who put in all the hard work to get fit for this, that put up a lot of their own money to be involved in this trip, and made a lot of sacrifices along the way, and so I felt really proud myself to have done the bit that I did, but even prouder of the rest of the group that that carried on and cycled all the way to Lisbon, because there was a lot of kind of very tired bodies when we got to Portsmouth, and I know when I got back to work and people had sort of heard about the cycle that I'd done, they were sort of saying, "Oh, that's amazing," and then when I said to them, "Well, that was just half of it. The rest of them are still going." So many people just couldn't believe it. They were so impressed. So I was so proud of everyone that did that. But also, there was many other people who were involved and made it possible. There was kind of the Green Rock, who sort of organised the route and supported on the trip, who were fantastic, and Jill, the masseuse who came with us, who was just fantastic, and then other people who've helped along the way, too many to mention really, and not forgetting everyone's friends and families who've supported them, and not least my family that made it possible for me to be away doing this for a week, and all the time that I've had to put in to get ready for it. So it's just too many people to thank, and then of course everyone who's generously donated, that's given money to this, to sponsor us, and I think others have said it already. I'd just like to echo the sentiments. That's really what Celtic the football club was founded on. The principle of Celtic was to raise funds for people who are less fortunate than ourselves, and I think it's just wonderful that 130 years later that's still going on, and that's really what it's all about. It's been great fun along the way, and so the reason we're doing these little videos is we've raised so much money. It's unbelievable. We've raised over £65,000, and we would just love to nudge it up a little bit further. Obviously the new target has got to be £67,000 for obvious reasons, and we're so close. So if anyone has thought about donating and maybe not donated yet, or anyone feels they can give a little bit more, please do. And I say these charities are going to be able to put this money to such good use, and they're so grateful for the money. So let's see if we can just get them just a wee bit more. Sorry, I've waffled on a bit. But anyway, it's great to speak to you all again, and hail, and we'll catch up again soon.